One. Yo, it's your boy, Seafoam Soldier, and
This died.
And
Floppy Bob, courtesy of the internet.
yeah.
Hello.
Nice
I like
one.
Floppy Bob.
See, it's
Thank
good.
you.
It's catchy. So we've just watched episode 2 of All Stars in extremely low quality.
Yeah.
We really struggled to find a link. Did you manage to watch it in high quality, Bob, or was it low for you as well?
I caved in and I downloaded Wow Presents Plus, and I'm one of those. But I had to pretend that I was in France via a VPN for them to let me do it. So yeah,
is it like £2?
It's like $3.50 per month, but I think there's a 3-month trial.
Oh my god, that's perfect. We should be doing
We should have done
that.
that.
I didn't know that because last
no.
week we used VH1 and it was like the quality wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. But it just worked. We just went to the website and it just loaded and ran fine. But this time it asked us what a TV provider is. Oh, we did it through a VPN, through like America VPN.
Yeah.
But as we don't have like a TV provider in America, we couldn't like finish the process. So we had to find this like really shitty like. I don't even know what it was. It was just really bad. I could barely see any of the makeup.
No.
Can't really clock. We've been relying on you, Bob, to clock the looks this episode.
Oh, right.
I clocked
Good.
most. I think.
Well, the makeup. Yeah, he did actually made a couple of points. I need to watch the runway again ASAP, I think, in HD. But I feel like we should still have a healthy amount of tea to spill between us.
Oh, we always got tea.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, I'm
Well,
literally drinking some now.
Yes, so am I.
What
What are you
is
doing?
it?
Oh, what, our under the palm tree thing? What is it again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's all do it together. What is it? Bob, you know it, right?
Bob, you don't know.
I might do the intro. Which bit do I do? First bit or second bit?
Okay, let's get to it. Just
Welcome
forget about it.
to Under the Palm Tree.
Where it's always shady.
What?
And I feel like this is the point where I should put my hood up and then death drop or something. I don't know. There we go. Imagine I'm death dropping off.
Actually, I've stopped calling it Under the Palm Tree as well on YouTube. I need to put that back in the title. The title's so long already.
Oh, kill yourself. That's
RuPaul's Drag Race, All Stars 3, Episode 2, Debrief. It's so long already. I need to put it Under the Palm Tree as well.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
But branding. Hey, Omar, you all right? Yo, thanks for joining us. You're going to help. Wait, you're so mad? Okay, do you want to go straight in and spill the tea?
He's going through it.
You're going through it. We're here for you, boo.
Let's break this down real smooth.
Let us know what's up. We'll start going through it like for the episode, but then you can tell us what's going on. Okay. So obviously you guys have made notes, whether mental or physical, and you guys can chip in as well.
Physical notes?
Bob, did you make physical notes, Bob?
I didn't this time because I was watching it in bed and refusing to move, but I hopefully have some kind of store in my brain. I think.
Well, I appreciate that level of commitment you've made.
Thanks, cheers, man. Yeah, it's what I'm known for.
True, that actually, that's fair. That is fair. So the first thing I wrote down was I like that Chi had a bit of fire at the beginning of the episode. She said, "Oh, what is it? Who saved her last episode? Ben."
Aja said she would send her home.
Two things. Well, first of all, to Ben, she's like, "I'm going to rock it out for you, girl."
Yeah, but that wasn't the fight.
No, fire. The fire.
Oh, fire. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, she was like, "I'm going to bring it for you because you saved my ass."
And
that's
that
the
was really
Chi
cool.
I know and love.
Yeah, exactly. I was really happy about that. And then, like you said, but then it got into it with the fight.
With Aja.
What happened again? I've actually forgotten.
My God, he just saw it. So Aja, who were you going to send home if you had won the lip sync?
What? No, go on.
I mean...
No, I do remember now.
Let's talk about how challenging it is to deal with Alzheimer's early onset.
Hashtag Swan.
But anyways, so I just said, I've got Chi lipstick. And Chi was like, oh, no, you didn't. No, she didn't because she's not lame like me. So she was like, what are you doing? And everyone was like, ooh. And then they played some ooh music. Love and we were like, ooh, what's going on? But nothing went on.
What did Chi say anything? What did she say? She had backbone, right?
She was like, she didn't say anything to Aja. She was just like,
I wrote down Chi got a backbone, girl. Milk, I agree. Why did I write that down?
I don't know. You like to fucking suck milk off.
Oh, that was why. Because she's like, milk was shitter than me. I'm like, yeah.
she
shit.
didn't go there. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, Chi-Chi, good, because you're right.
Yeah, she did. But that was because I'm thinking of when they're undressing and talking about it. That was the next day when they walked into the room and Chi-Chi was like, actually, now that I think about it, I think there is someone that did shittier than me, and that is that dairy thing right there.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, and Omar's right, I am a Chi-Chi stan and proud. What do you think of it, Bob?
Oh no, exactly. Well, yeah, I agree. I totally love Chi-Chi. I was kind of I was sad last week that she was even in that situation. But anyway, no, the thing, what I found really funny was them kind of like really playing up the drama of a situation that actually was much less dramatic than they seem to make out. Like, as in when Ben chose who did she choose? Morgan last week. Everyone was like, oh, shocked. And then what I found really funny is like, they were like, everyone was shocked because she chose Morgan. And then in the workroom, they're like, oh my God, but you mean you chose Chi-Chi? And it's like,
There's only two options.
Exactly.
They're gonna choose
exactly. It's a 50-50 there. Like, she chose Morgan and you guys were surprised about it. So Chi-Chi would probably expect that the others had her. And like, I mean, it was, I found it hilarious. Just they're like, oh my God, I am shocked and appalled and clutching my pearls. And oh my gosh, isn't this?
Yeah.
And I was like, come on now. Like, seriously. Like, but yeah.
Go on.
Can I ask a question though? Can I ask
Mhm.
a question? What did you think? What do you guys think of the way, like, how emotional Ben was about winning and saying like, oh, it's like not winning at all, and all like the girls were like not buying it and like thinking like, that's a bit shitty, like you should just be happy that you won and it's a game and you should send people home. But she was like very emotional about it.
Yeah, I mean, I have quite mixed feelings about it because on like the one hand, I thought it was, I would totally get that because I feel like if I were in that situation, I would totally feel shitty about doing it.
Agree.
But then I was also like, but did you watch All Stars 2? This kind of happened then. But then I guess maybe there is a disconnect between when you're watching it, you think, oh God, that must be hard. And then you think, okay, I'm finally, because there were rumors about Ben for All Stars 2. So, this must have been kind of going around Ben's head before. And then just to kind of finally be like, you know what, okay, I will be on All Stars 3, cool, whatever. And then from there to then be like, oh, actually, shit, this is what it is like, really. I think must be quite tough. But I don't know.
I mean, you guys know. No, sorry, you're going to get the.
Oh, no. I was going to say at the same time, yeah, like it sucks, but it's kind of part of what's coming, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys believed it was a genuine reaction?
I'm not sure. I think it's in a bit of a weird way. She does like to kind of play up to the congeniality thing a little bit sometimes.
That's how I feel.
But that being said, like, if it was me, like, it would shake me to my core to have to send someone home who's invested so much. But I would try my best not to show it because at the same time I just won. Everyone else wanted to win, so I'm not gonna make it as like, oh, poor me, I had to send someone home. Like, I'll be like, no, I'm just happy I won. It's shit, but I'll deal with it on my own.
What Omar says, right? Just won 10k, get over it.
Right.
You just won 10k. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like,
Mate,
you're not
starving.
If I
won 10k, I'll get you out of your own house.
Of course you would do. You could buy this place off of me.
Honestly, and if you guys want to send me money right now, I'll get him out.
Stop trying to get me out of my own show.
For just $1 a day.
You can support this Brazilian child.
Exactly. Omar, Omar's got some tea.
Please.
He's saying that Chi-Chi went on stream with Nina Bonina Brown, which we can all imagine how that went. I'm excited to hear it. Omar, if you want to, if you're decent, even if you're not, you're welcome to join us on stream if you fancy it. I can ping you a link. But if not, type it out. We'll get to it ASAP. We need to, spill tea.
Get involved. I thought Nina would be on this.
What, on a live stream?
No, I thought she was joining us tonight.
Nina, where you at, girl?
She's just going to appear from outside of the fridge, like from the fridge in just a moment, and just going to like crawl out. She's actually just painted. It's actually just like special effects makeup. Like, she's painted her face.
God,
She's actually the fridge.
Did
you see her makeup skills are still killer? I saw on YouTube the other day. She did like a poodle makeup tutorial.
Oh,
it was really cool. Really well done.
Wait, let's stay to the point. What's the tea from Omar?
Omar's at work, so you can't jump on stream. Can't you like sneak your phone under the desk or something? But yeah, go and type it out. We'll talk it through. But sorry, we've gone off on a tangent now as well. Okay. Oh, another note I wrote from the beginning is, why are they introducing Todrick as a special guest judge, please? He needs to take a seat.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Todrick, he's like a member of the family now. He's not a special guest judge.
Yeah, but he was helping with the challenge.
I know, but take a seat. Know your place.
What do you mean?
He's not that special. All right.
He's very special.
At
And
this
he gets
point, it's
hotter with
yeah.
the day.
I feel like
don't
at this
know.
point that it's about the same as like introducing Carlson Cresley as a special guest, isn't it?
Exactly.
Really? Like,
Thank you. Thank you.
he's there quite a lot. But then I mean, at the same time, he's only there like partly, at least on this season, from what we've seen. I think he's not quite like, I think season 9 he was there much more often. But
That's
Yeah.
true. Maybe I didn't let him on because they wanted to introduce him as a special guest. They can only justify that by not letting him on every episode. I don't know.
Maybe he's
That's his
only
kind of
there for
entrance
that
music.
episode. We don't
Yeah.
know. We don't know the future.
Maybe you're right.
I do.
Okay. Oh, this is something we need to talk about. What is Divas of VH1?
Oh my god. Okay.
Bob,
Yeah.
do you know?
I do, yeah, but I had to really like rack my brain at first to like actually make the connection to it. But yeah, there is it is a
There
thing.
used to be these like big concerts called Divas, like Divas. And
What was that the
then-
name of the concert?
Yeah. And
Okay.
then there'll be like Whitney Houston and like Mariah Carey and like Aretha Franklin and stuff.
Mhm.
And they would sing their best hits. And I don't know, it's just good.
Was it like, what's that award ceremony now?
No, there was
VMAs.
no. It was just like divas singing them hits and like helping charity. It was awesome.
Ugh, I hate that idea.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, exactly. But like they did it with sorry, giving you a bit of knee fantasy here. And they were
Scream.
every time. But yeah, like I mean, they did for one, for example, for Janet Jackson, and Pink did like a dance routine based on like one of Janet Jackson's famous performances that was just like mind-blowing kind of, you know, although people mocked Pink for not getting it right and yada yada. But so it's one of those things. I think I feel like it hasn't been around for a while. At least I've not been aware of it for a while. But yeah, but it was definitely a thing at some point.
But it's not a thing anymore.
Not a thing
I don't
anymore.
believe so.
Okay.
Apart from when it's
Whitney
honoring
used to
RuPaul.
be I couldn't believe they didn't do Whitney. Because she was like always there and she was sweating so much. And she was awesome.
I thought it was so funny. It's jumping. No, that's jumping ahead. Let's go through an order. Sorry, everyone. So, right, next thing I've written is Kennedy coming for Coco with Janet. Oh, yeah, okay, that just makes sense.
Oh.
I think it's quite difficult to be Janet Jackson when Coco's known for Janet. She's done it already a few times on the show.
Yeah. Well, a few times. Once.
Was it once? I feel like she does Janet a lot, just like in her everyday drag.
Well, no, she doesn't do it in everyday drag, but she has a show where she does
Mhm.
Janet.
That's something like she's a queen who's known for that. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. They're always gonna. There's people playing the same people quite often.
yeah, I guess. But I just feel like Kennedy's at a disadvantage.
That's fair. There's always gonna be comparison, I guess.
What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was necessarily I'm not sure if it was necessarily like a disadvantage for her, but I think definitely because most people watching would know who she was, I think you would definitely have a sense of her being kind of, you would look at her a bit more carefully. Stevie Nicks, I guess a lot of people didn't necessarily know. So like if Thorgy did anything vaguely off, like people might be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm guessing that's just Stevie. But I guess Janet Jackson people might know a little bit more.
Yeah.
But at the
Spoiler.
same time,
No, go on.
oh yeah, spoiler something. Well, I'm guessing if people are watching this, they're probably not getting.
No, I was going to say spoiler. I didn't know who like most of the people were. I know of them, but
That's barely a spoiler either, because you're.
yeah, I know that's standard. But I don't know. I know of all of them. I didn't know them. Like,
I've
well,
never seen like
performances.
someone who's such a fan of Drag Race and is so out of touch with pop culture.
Mm.
Like it's just ridiculous.
It's absolutely disgusting.
It
Kind of, yeah.
is,
Yeah.
and he thinks every black woman is Michelle Obama.
That's you.
I'm not Michelle Obama.
What? Get out of my flat now.
I'm not even
What
black.
are you doing?
Is this the only reason like she was on this? You were just like,
100%.
oh yeah, we've got Michelle Obama.
So I can feel my Obama fantasy. Hi, Cos, by the way. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I put down, and it was great choices, I thought, generally, though. Even though I didn't know who anyone was, I still think it was good choices. Everyone was like, assigned to be? What did you guys think?
Yeah, I
of
was
that?
well excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Stevie. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, you say it.
Oh no, sorry, not at all. I thought Stevie Nicks was an interesting choice because I actually what was really funny is before because the week before the episode airs, you just had those little stills from the things, and it just had a picture of BB, and it was like Diana and whatever, and it had the one for Thorgy with Stevie, but by this point they hadn't mentioned. I like for some reason my brain didn't go to Stevie Nicks first, and I was like, is Thorgy doing Stevie Wonder? And is that really? Because the picture, I mean,
brilliant.
I was like, the picture really doesn't look like it. And please tell me Thorgy's not going to do blackface and wear glasses and pretend to be blind. And please tell me that none of that is going to happen. And then like I saw like a little intro video with her being like, I'm going to be Stevie Nicks. I'm like, that makes sense. But my brain didn't connect to that at all at first.
I think it was very odd when like Thorgy, she's such a huge fan of Stevie Nicks, and saying like, oh, she's like understated. Stevie Nicks is a proper performer, and obviously you can drag it up even more. Like she's better. She's known for being so much better live, and like
I've always said that.
Yeah, because you know who she is.
Yeah.
You know Stevie Nicks.
Of American Horror Story.
Yes.
That's how I know her.
But you know their songs. You know Fleetwood Mac.
You sung some of their stuff.
Yeah, I do. I'm
Right.
Stevie Nicks.
Little plug there.
But anyways, but yeah, she's Thorgy. Okay, spoiler alert. Thorgy fucking got on my nerve this episode, but I'll get to it.
But so, did you think? Okay, let's just like stay on this for a second though. Did you guys think any? Because I feel like Bob, you might actually be Team Thorgy with this, which I don't know. Like again, I'll say how I feel in a bit. But do you think anyone was like at an advantage or disadvantage just purely with the characters they were given, not with their skit, but just with the characters?
I think what could have been a neutral, safe-ish kind of role for Thorgy became one that was not safe just because Thorgy complained and took it too seriously and overthought it. I feel like Stevie Nicks, out of all of them, is the less instantly dramatic. I feel kind of like actually in All Stars 2 when Katia had Diana, Princess Diana, where I felt like that was a role that was a little bit more difficult to really hit home in the same way. But at the same time, I feel like if Thorgy had got out of her head, she would have been safe.
Yes.
Interesting. So, okay, with this challenge, with the divas I don't know too well, like Stevie, do you think, like, I suppose we'll do it when we get to the actual challenge, I guess.
Is that even a question?
No, I need to know, like, I don't know. So I thought I enjoyed Thorgy's performance, but I don't know Stevie Nicks, That's what I'm saying, but I guess we should talk about that when we go through the performances. Because obviously, but off the bat, Thorgy was, like, bitch is the wrong word, like moany about who she was given, despite being a massive fan. So do you feel like that was unfair? Like you feel like she shouldn't have been moaning?
I think it's dumb to moan in these fucking shows. Like
true, they should know by now.
Yeah, they should know it by now. Who likes to watch someone fucking moan? Oh,
interesting though,
because
it's saying Stevie's the All Stars 2 version of Diana.
It's a smaller role, but you can still do something with it. I'm sorry, but the worst thing you can do is just moan about it and say, "Oh, everything's against you."
But did you expect anything else from Thorgy though?
No, that's the point. She's got on my nerve.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, so I agree. Oh, sorry.
No, go on. You go first.
I agree that there is this year's Princess Diana role in that sense. Like, I don't think it's the most exciting of all of those. I feel like, for example, Mariah Carey is a role that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Shangela did incredibly well on it, but I think it's a role that is a little bit easier for the audience to automatically pick up and find hilarious. Whereas I think Stevie Nicks, you need to work at it and chisel away a little bit harder to find the way that you'd make it either very funny or very captivating, even though Stevie Nicks is both of those things. But I think it would be possible to do a very good job of, but you'd have to mind that little bit harder.
Yeah.
No one's asking you to be the Meryl Streep of drag and like embody, just entertain. That's all you're there to do. I should put it in a very good way. Like, fuck what Stevie Nicks is actually in real life. Walk up with a broom and a fucking.
That's so funny. Yeah, I love
just make it entertaining. That's all you're there for. Stevie Nicks is not watching.
It's interesting though because Omar's saying the same. I feel like Omar and Cos are saying the same thing. That Like I must say, he would moan too if he was given Stevie, and unfortunately didn't even get any many stage spots during the performance. But I don't think he got many stage spots because he was complaining the whole time. So I feel like that part's his fault. But I feel like the general concern, and I feel like I haven't really said my view. My view is sort of the same. I do feel like he was given a disadvantage, especially to someone like Mariah Carey. To be fair, I agree. I don't think he should have moaned about it. I feel like just do something really off the wall, like take it to an extreme, take some sort of aspect of her character, which is probably easy to do with Stevie, and then take it to an extreme to compensate for the fact that she isn't going to be as good of a choice as Mariah, sort of thing.
Bring it.
But I don't disagree. I feel like I'm interested in how people feel now. But I must build the tea on Chi Chi, so we need to read this. Okay. So he's saying, I'm just going to read it out, so I can't read ahead and figure out what I'm saying.
Good.
So basically, Chi Chi went live with Nina right after episode 1 and was really over the non-stop interviews, over the show, over the episode. He said that he felt he got a shitty critique because of his look, but he thought the talent show was to showcase talent. Yeah. He was angry because nowhere did they even recognize this text is really small. Recognize he learned how to twirl a baton without dropping for months, and they only cared about his look. And he also said only some queens were getting paid during the press tour. Cough, cough, Trixie. Ooh, interesting. And he said he saw things go on behind the scenes with producers whispering to Chi Chi to feel a certain way. He's mad. He bit the bait. Interesting. But what I don't know, like, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind is, apart from loving Chi Chi and being behind everything she says, it's like, I don't think you should be learning a talent for the show.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be something you can do.
It's just showcase your
because
talent
you're
that
never going to get
have.
to the stat. Like, for example, Kennedy's been dancing her whole life, or Aja, and then like they showcase that talent, so it's like a 10 out of 10 talent. Whereas if you've been learning baton for like a couple of months, you're never going to get it to the level to compete with everyone else.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
She didn't really get it, but
I guess she didn't really get it, but
she wanted to go OTT.
But I noticed one thing I said about this episode. I wrote it down actually near the beginning. I just said she didn't in the beginning. I knew Forgy was going to go home because of the editing.
Yeah.
So I know I thought it was quite interesting. Like the editing, definitely, I can see why people would get pissed off. Like if I was 4G, like I said, because I feel like a lot of us are thinking that it was a bit unfair. Just like that Princess Diana was a bit unfair last All Stars 2, that it wasn't as strong a role as some of the others. So, like, I don't know. I sort of, although 4G does moan way too much, I think some of it is justified to an extent, you know?
It's just the way you deal, like the way you. I think you have to be mindful the way you're gonna look a lot in these things, because now, I mean, if this had just happened, you watched her in the show, would you book her to a gig right now? No. But Katya got the same kind of deal, reacted in a completely different way. If she had left in that moment, she would still be as loved as she is now. And she would still book as many gigs as she does now. Like, they have to be mindful of that stuff. Because right now, Thorgy doesn't look good. She looks like she complains a lot about everything she gets. Sorry.
No, that's true. I see that. Sorry, Omar's saying he's right. Like, no way can we trust but they're on that they are fair for a reality show. Think about it. Chi Chi and Kennedy got positive critiques, but were on the bottom. Yeah, we're going to talk about this because I have
that was very bizarre.
Same.
It's interesting because this episode is like a weird one in terms of like editing and like favorites and the way it's produced.
Been funny editing,
but this episode is like a standout one for that. That's sort of what I was saying. Like, you can't trust everything.
Yeah, you can't trust everything you see, but at the same time, Thorgy was saying all these things, like Fifi was saying all this.
You can't compare it to Fifi. That's
no. I'm just saying, like, what you say is what you say.
But you know what you're signing. Yeah, I guess Omar's saying something. You know what you're signing up for. Like, it's reality TV, it's Drag Race. Like, it's not a secret. The
That's
editing.
The thing. But it is. I can get that. It must be really frustrating. I'm just saying, like, you gotta. The real game that you gotta play is how you look on TV.
Oh,
that
100%.
is the real game.
Yeah,
that you
and
play.
100%.
and I think a lot of it can be then backdated, can't it? Like, if later on in the show you end up being incredibly grumpy and bitter, they'll find all the stuff from earlier on in the show when you were grumpy and bitter. So, you know, in many ways, to place a really weird metaphor, like Thorgy writing that ridiculous message at the end was kind of her signing a bit of a death note, really, for herself. Like, because writing like, oh, I'm gonna put 2 L's because I know she hates that. You're like, come on now. I mean, like, even if it was all a joke, which I'm sure a lot of it is, it's just it came out bitter, and yeah.
That's the same thing.
Shanji's a new Bob. Imagine like, okay, here's a scene.
Wishes.
It's 4G's birthday party, like a massive cake's wheeled in, and then Bob and Shanji to jump out. We need that to happen.
Why am I this? Is it because I keep on jumping up message wise, or just because I'm confused?
Wait, sorry, say again.
How am I Shangela?
No, Bob's a drag queen because she hates.
Oh,
drag
sorry,
Wait,
sorry, that's
no,
what confused
wait,
me. I was like, how am I? Like, when did we
cake,
establish
Bob.
this?
Bob, get out of the cake.
Bob, honestly, get out of the cake.
For once in your life.
Just get out the cake. Yeah,
And the bikini back in the closet. Don't jump in the cake. It's fine.
oh, I like that. That's a really good metaphor. Like, that's a really good new one for like going back in the closet. Like, oh
No.
yes, I remember when I came out of the cake 20 years ago.
Bob,
We
not
all-
everyone does that.
We all remember Bob.
Actually, yeah, we do. We don't talk about it though. We don't discuss that. But what I was thinking though is, do you think, like, especially if it's for an all-star season, do you think it is engineered, like produced in a way that they want certain people to go to the top? So, for example, 4G wasn't given any spots in the other Queen's acts. Do you think Todrick was told to not favour him, or do you think it was just because he was being a nightmare on the day? Because they're all being a nightmare. Because Chandra's being a nightmare. Yeah, she got spots, like, and he got Stevie, and I know, like, you know, if I'd given him, or not Mariah, maybe, but given him someone else, like, I don't know. Do you think it was done purposely in any way?
Don't know. I think
Or do you think
bits
it's
of
more
it. I feel like
retrospective?
Ben is being given like a very good role in this one.
Oh, for this challenge?
Yeah.
That's what I wrote. It's the first thing I wrote down was like saw him do it. Like he had easily the best role.
Yeah.
It's sort of unfair because he's like one of the strongest, if not the strongest contestant.
Yeah.
You know, subjectively sort of thing.
But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It's always like this. There's clear manipulation, but at the same time, like they will go with the flow. If some people that you weren't expecting to show that much talent are showing quite a bit of talent, they'll kind of, you know, it has manipulation, but at the same time, they're not gonna make someone into a star. They gotta have the talent. Like, I don't think anyone expected Aja to be on the top 2 in the first episode.
Yeah,
But
that's
then
a
I
good
guess you
point.
fucking brought it. Like, it kind of happens as well. If you
It's a good point.
if you can
Good
shine,
point.
you're just gonna shine.
Omar's fully Team 4G, it seems like, which is interesting. I'm
Ooh,
interested by
interesting.
Omar.
I like it. I like the conflict.
I like that when they announce the main challenge, they're just like, we always do hashtag, right? Like hashtag pussy on fire, whatever. It's like it's hashtag all stars free. So,
Oh.
I've been really enjoying that. Just to remind everyone, this is what the show is.
The show
Like,
you're watching. It's good for Grant because he
so I thought I was
forgets.
watching Stranger Things
He-
until that
he
came
did.
up.
I mean, it's really difficult. Like sometime you're watching a film and then suddenly there are drag queens and you're just like, what
Yeah.
happened?
He
Like,
was watching
if
Rex
someone doesn't
before
give me
too.
that hashtag, I will be forever lost. And who knows how I might be converted after that? Yeah.
They could have done anything. Hashtag.
I
like,
know divas, like all star divas or something like that.
something.
Hashtag. I don't know. I can't think of something.
I feel like it might be a thing with VH1. I feel just because I feel like maybe in terms of just like getting publicity for the show itself, because if you have everything actually concentrated around the hashtag for the show as opposed to just like random expressions, just like hashtag work that puss or something, like it's
You're always hashtagging that, aren't you? I've never understood
No.
that
I mean,
until now.
always. I mean, it's just my motto for life. In fact, like Jaden Dior, Fierce, and I have like constant battles about who actually came up with it. But
Bob's pussy is trending.
I mean,
It always
always,
It
always. When is it not?
Very good point.
What is Omar saying?
I almost got some more tea for us.
Oh,
Just saw the other queens on Twitter, and Tatiana, Trixie, and Bob were live tweeting saying, "How in the world was 4G and Kennedy on the bottom?" He's saying, "I mean, even the previous winner was confused." I mean, we're going to get to this because I think we all got views on it. I was really, really excited for the runway. I'm like, this is the best like runway ever, like one of the best runways ever potentially. I think it's such a cool idea. Just really excited. I wrote down disaster. It was like the first thing. I was really excited to see disaster. And then I thought halfway through the episode, the chicken look from Kennedy as well. Those were the two I was most excited for. So I thought that was a really cool theme.
Theme.
I thought we were in
Theme.
I think 4G hasn't changed at all. Okay. I wrote down. What is? I guess if they can do the same as last All Stars, it'd be Snatch Game next.
I really hope
Probably.
so.
But is it not weird to have them impersonate celebrities for this challenge and then do Snatch Game straight afterwards?
It's different though, because they get to choose what they're going to impersonate.
But the main part of this challenge was how well they impersonated the
someone that's
divas.
put on them.
I know, but it just feels like
themselves.
if it's Snatch Game next, I don't think that's been ordered well, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm
I think you might be
Are
right
you
on
the
that.
producer now?
Should be.
Oh, sorry.
I agree with you on that, Grant. I mean, I would really like to see Snatch Game next, but I do think the order would be weird. But then leaving an extra week would mean you don't have that many queens for Snatch Game.
That's a good point.
But then unless I'm neutral. I'm on the side of hashtag work that puss. Like I am politically neutral.
So you're always on my side, obviously.
But like,
Okay, all right.
Okay.
But
That's
with
the original
Snatch Game,
looking
I feel like it would make sense for it to be an extra, like to be an episode gap. But I feel like maybe the only way that could work is to have that maybe after the queens come back. But then that's a bit of a weird, messy time for that to happen.
Yeah. That would be too much, I think.
Shit, I haven't been watching it, Omar. Omar's just saying I better have called Big Brother to vote for Courtney to win. I thought that ended weeks ago.
What?
Courtney,
I think
had
all of
Big
us
Brother
hoped it had.
Oh.
You know the thing Courtney had, like her dress flap, and when she went in, like her meaty tuck was revealed to everyone.
What?
You don't know about this?
No, I don't know
What?
anything.
I thought we talked about it.
No.
Oh, sorry.
I hate that you have other friends.
Can we watch Big Brother afterwards?
I'll see you.
Oh God, it's so long. Man, sorry everyone. Yeah, we want to watch Big Brother because she's in it.
Okay, but we're talking about Drag Race. So
Sorry everyone. I wrote down Shangela's so much better this episode. Like her confessionals and the way she's just like really fun to watch this episode.
Kind of living for Shangela.
Yeah, living for Shanji now. I was in different first. Like I was hoping she'd bring more first episodes. Underwhelmed for her first episode, so I know what she can bring. And this episode she brought it for me.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I kind of wanted to keep to Kai with milk. Is that weird?
You kept saying that like aggressively as well. You kept
know.
licking your lips and saying that.
I did. I was like,
Don't joke again.
I'm sorry, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be kind of hot. They hate each other and they're very different heights.
I feel like this conversation isn't for this show.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I can have a separate YouTube show with that about.
I know what I'm watching tonight.
I wrote down. You have to Photoshop it first though.
I'll just go international porn.
Mate, don't go to international porn again. Don't go to international porn again. Not
We all remember those years.
Not after last time.
Sorry, let's stay on track.
Sorry.
Stay on track.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say on the confessionals note, have you noticed though that like so far Trixie has like most of the confessionals, and it's basically like whoever's doing well in the episode kind of gets peppered with one, or who's doing badly. So because I feel like through the first episode it was like Trixie doing pretty much every single confessional, and maybe Ben and Aja, and then this episode is just like a bit of kind of people who are otherwise further down, and I feel like. Actually, what we were saying earlier about Thorgy, I was like, where is Thorgy in all of these confessionals? Because like the first episode is kind of like, hi, I'm Thorgy. And it's like, okay, and now back to the actual show. Like, I don't know, I feel like, I mean, obviously it's harder with 10 queens, but I feel like Trixie's been very good, at least this season, of just being like, here's a really funny thing I'm going to say. And this is like my confessional almost.
But that's what she's known for. Also, like it's her forte, like a show, like a YouTube shows are like looking at clips or whatever, or like talking about something, and
she's just funny on the cuff.
Yeah, exactly. But this episode, that's why I knew thought she was going home, because she had so many confessionals this episode. She went from 0 first episode to like constant confessionals this episode, and they're all really depressing. So
Bebe's not getting a lot of screen time, but she's doing really well.
Who is
Bebe?
BB? Is someone invading me?
Invading you?
Oh, I think someone's playing music. I think someone's enjoying their life.
Okay.
I hear banging.
It is Friday. Some people have lives.
Yeah, I don't understand things like that. So, okay. Right, I've written down, last note I've written down, this is during a rehearsal, so I only wrote down one thing, so you guys I wrote down two things, so you guys can interject with other stuff. I wrote down Kennedy attitude, please, because she was being
Attitudey.
attitudey.
It's just the way she snaps back, but she doesn't mean to snap back. She's just like being Kennedy.
It's giving me Tyra season 2 vibes,
Oh, sorry.
which is fine because she killed the
Sorry,
challenge in
sorry.
the end.
She did.
But she was like pretty like bitchy and moody
Okay.
in the rehearsals, right?
Right. Go on.
Bob.
I'm trying to think. Like during the rehearsals, yeah, I feel like there was a bit of like I'm a dancer, but I don't do choreography, and I was like, okay, fair, but like also, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Kennedy generally. I didn't necessarily notice that much attitude. I didn't notice anything too out of the ordinary.
No, she
But
was
I
like
think-
sassy Todrick back quite a bit.
Yeah, but Todrick was sassing her back, so it wasn't that uncomfortable.
No, it was fun. But she came from like a moany place, and he sort of made it comical.
Yeah,
He saved it.
he's a special guest.
That's why, exactly.
A special kind of guest.
There he is.
He looks fit. Is that just me? I'm feeling it.
Okay.
Feeling a lot of things.
And you are today, actually.
You would think I'm not even getting late, but hey,
Mm,
it's happening.
so you say. So I wrote down 4G shut up, always listen to advice. Oh, on a show, like always listen to advice on a show from like mentors or judges. Apart from that one time in All Stars 2, Katya's challenge with the spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But generally, always listen to what someone tells you if it's someone who's in a slightly higher position than you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Drag Race
Particularly
rule,
someone
by the
who's-
way.
Well, yeah, particularly someone who's going to be like on the judging panel and will have Rue's ear during deliberations. Like you kind of want to be on the right side of that, don't you?
Exactly, yeah. Play the game.
Also, like, they didn't say, oh, yeah, create your own choreography. No. It's like, you're going to do this choreography
And be
and, like,
grateful.
lip sync to
Mhm.
this song.
Yeah.
It's not like Katya had to create her own product. Like, this is a lip sync thing. You do the choreography the way I'm telling you to do it. You shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. That's what I would say as a special guest.
That's why you're never going to be on the show.
Aww.
But yeah, you're right. Do you guys have anything else to say about the rehearsals?
There was a lot of tension between Milk and Mariah.
Do you think that was engineered though by like the producers? Because I feel like they're probably sending confessionals.
No, I think that's
Something.
genuine tension there.
Do you
That's
think?
why I think they need to fuck.
Okay, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't quite sure how genuine it was, but they are both very big fish in the sense that, well, actually that works in a drag sense. Way, unintentional pun. But they're both very big fish in a very kind of in a pond full of massive fishes. So it's a problem really because I feel like people like Milk and Shangela kind of come at drag from quite different sides anyway, so they're gonna probably have a bit of an issue. But I also feel like Milk was just being a bit Milk about it.
Well, you say that, but this like season, I agree with. I think Trixie said like Milk's not showing the side of Milk we all fell in love with. Like she's doing glamour, great, and pretty makeup, but in a way, she is really similar to Shangela at the moment. Like she's a funny,
Right.
likable personality queen that's doing strong, fishy looks.
Right.
So in a way, they are really similar at the moment.
But
And
being
actually-
a bit overconfident there.
hmm Something I find really strange though for Milk this season is that in previous seasons, in season 6, for example, Milk could be the weird queen, and Milk was surrounded by many other queens who are not that weird by comparison. Whereas I feel like now you've got Milk in a room with Trixie and with Ben, and I mean obviously Ben and Milk are on the same season, but like there's the shades of difference between them are very different to what they were before.
I don't know about that. I think because you had like Laganja, Adore, like Bianca.
True.
I think like as
That's
Gia
true.
Boom Boom gone, like you like there was a pretty like varied season. But I think she's done it to herself. I think because she's put herself into another box that isn't necessarily the box that everyone loves her for. Like she's making herself more similar to everyone else, if that makes sense. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Although that said, I still do feel like she added a bit of a quirk and kind of quirkiness to her Celine that was a bit more Milk. Like I think she took Celine Dion, who could, I mean, it is quite a funny character in some ways anyway, in quite a camp sense. But I think she really played it up. Like she had these really weird, like jerky leg movements that were kind of a little bit like a very exaggerated Celine. And I mean, I wasn't quite sure if that was just her like maybe playing it up for camp or kind of adding a Milk touch to it.
But the outfit though.
Yeah.
The outfit was weird.
But like, yes, I mean, but I feel like again, it's weird. Like, she's not going whole hog with it. Like you can't like try and like give a campy, exaggerated thing, but then try and sell like a beauty, glamour, like contemporary look or whatever, right?
No, I think what really bothers me is I think she's gotten a bit cocky or a bit just. It's not real though. It's not real confidence. But she has to get that affirmation and just keep going on about.
Yeah,
like that's what Shangela was picking up on, and you can pick up on when someone's trying too hard to boast a little bit, being like, "Oh, I performed to a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of something who said I was awesome." Like, is it necessary? Like, no one asked.
It's a bit desperate, I guess. That's the thing. I've heard from a few people that like Milk's pissing them off this season, which is a shame.
Yeah, it hasn't pissed me off, but I think it's not. I'm not warming up to him like I was on season 6 when he was just like the outcast,
underdog.
The underdog.
He's definitely not an underdog anymore. Well, he could be an underdog potentially if he let himself be, but
no,
he's not. He's not playing that game today, Hunty.
No,
not tonight.
He's like Charlie Sheen. I'm winning.
He's a little bit.
You have it.
Yes, too soon. What was I going to say? Anything else to say about the rehearsals?
No.
What else happened? I'm trying to think. I mean, I feel like there was a lot of a bit of focus put on the whole like, oh, is Ben gonna fuck it up? Is Ben gonna fuck it up? Oh no, wait, Ben nailed it kind of moment. And I feel like actually with what we were saying with Ben's, I feel like Ben's is a very good role. It was a very good role given, but also a role that very easily could have been fucked up. In the sense that like there were a lot of words to learn. There was a really tough kind of choreography that was in terms of having to play two very polar opposite characters in one. But then I think they also gave it to Ben because they knew that Ben could nail it, and like that's great entertainment. Ben doing that is going to be hilarious. And yeah, I mean Ben's was easily one of my favorites of the night. I mean, there are a few other ones that I kind of liked, but like,
well, should we go on to the main challenge? I feel like you guys have each the main challenge.
Yeah.
Message received loud and clear. So first of all, I wrote down I'm into Rue's pussy this week.
Okay.
Outfit wise,
yes.
Liked it a lot.
I like the hair a lot.
I don't remember the hair, but I'm sure it was great.
It was big and curly afro, but like swooped to the side, but with nothing there, just swooped to the side. I really enjoyed.
Cool. Any thoughts on Rue's look, Bob?
Nothing that jumped out as being particularly memorable.
Thank you for that.
Now go back to the cake, Bob.
Such great insight there. I'm so glad to have provided that for everyone.
Yeah, really glad to have you on. So I love Michelle's intro with her reading her own book. That's literally the sort of thing I do.
Yes, that is what I do. I pretend to read all the time.
Exactly. I love pretending to read.
I'm imagining this now for you, Grant, of just like your next one is going to be you playing Entschuldigung and then being like, oh, sorry.
Exactly. I should get on a tablet.
Funny to see you here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. Michelle, good job. Okay, so
you draw a heart there.
Yes, I love Michelle.
Oh my god! But it's
I'm not gonna hide it
heart.
Because it's like you do that thing and then the 3.
It looks like a penis.
And I'm shouting out her penis as well.
He loves dick. That's what he's trying to say.
Special Michelle.
Wouldn't that be quite a conical penis though? Like if you were drawing a penis like that, it would just come to a really sharp point. It'd be quite short and fat.
Well, it's like a heart emoji. I write. I'm actually like I've got decent penmanship skills, but when I'm writing, I'm watching the show, so I'm not really looking. So I don't want to show you my notes too much.
What people don't know about Grant is that his penis is very pointy.
Super pointy and very, very small.
Very.
Does that make it difficult? Like, do you end up going through quite a lot of clothing because you kind of like wear out the crotch in a lot of things?
Exactly. It's difficult to be me. That's why we need that £1 a month. Everyone, thank you.
When you hug him, it kind of hurts.
Yeah.
For £1 a month, we can help sand down his pointy dick.
Exactly. Come on, team. I'm gonna start a Patreon. This actually, if I start a Patreon, will you guys give me all your munties? Genuine question. Let me know in the comments down below.
He has so much money.
Oh yeah, rolling in it in this amazing lavish house. Right. So we talked about Milk's performance already, haven't we? Anything else anyone wants to add?
I was just a bit underwhelmed by it, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Same. See, why can't you just be more like Bob?
It was predictable. No, okay, fine. That's all my views on that one. Okay. Kennedy. underwhelmed. Wasn't great.
Wasn't
Yeah.
great.
It was a
In
bit
other
awkward
words.
actually, because even just as the dance bit starts, so I've forgotten who was in front of Kennedy, but actually you see Kennedy kind of quickly like shifting her legs into the right position just before the dance is about to start, in a way that, I mean, she's a seasoned dancer, you know, but like, I mean, normally I wouldn't necessarily notice it, but there was something kind of quite awkward about her legs that really, you know, she was kind of like, oh shit, is this leg right? I'm just going to shift it over here. Is this one? Okay, this one's kind of right now. And it was just a bit like, okay, hello,
You
cameras
expect
are
more
on.
from Kennedy, don't you? Because she's known for dancing. That is literally her thing.
I think it makes it harder for her. Yeah, absolutely. And particularly playing someone like Janet, who in you know, is such a dancer kind of figure, like has been in incredible dancers, you know, is kind of very famous apart from her music for like the kind of intense dance moves that she has with a lot of what she does. It's kind of quite difficult for someone like Kennedy to then, like, if Kennedy then does mess it up, it's, I mean, but in the same way that if Ben had messed up what Ben had, like, actually that is what Ben does. Ben plays those very kind of theatrical, very
Exactly.
crisp characters, and so if Ben had fucked it up, it would have been big. And the same, I mean, Kennedy
Yeah.
did mess that up, I think.
Also,
Okay.
she should have got a boob out at the end.
A what?
A boob out at the end.
A boob out?
Yeah, boob out.
Yeah.
No, the whole plan was that no way, like she wasn't getting her boob
Oh,
out.
really?
But
There was a
Well-
line in the song about it, I think.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening.
yeah, but she should have.
Hi, Aisha's sis, by the way. Thanks for joining us.
Hi guys.
Okay, cool. So we've covered Kennedy. Now on to Aja, just in time.
I think Asha did a great job.
Who was she
Yeah.
after? I've really forgotten.
Amy Winehouse.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I thought great. Yeah, really good.
Did a really good. Actually, Amy Winehouse is not, you know, someone.
She's one of the more difficult ones to do.
She's
Like
one of the
Stevie.
more difficult ones to like do it up,
Especially
unless
as,
you're
like-
doing like a drunk one.
But also,
all over the
especially you have to be sensitive as well because, like, of
She
how
did.
she died and how beloved she is as well.
place. Absolutely.
Right.
So I think actually Aja had a harder job, like, yeah, harder boots to
I
fill.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she
And
did
what
it
I thought
really
was,
well.
yeah, sorry. And what I thought was really interesting about it was that, like, very little camera time was actually given to Aja in all the videos. You know, you had everyone in there in the rehearsals kind of being like, I'm doing this, oh look at my dance move. Aja was basically not really given any kind of spotlight or any focus, and then suddenly Aja comes out with that, and I was like, well, I was kind of surprised that Aja wasn't top 3, if I'm honest, because I thought, like you said, it was quite carefully done, and you know, it's quite difficult to toe that line between being like, I'm drunk and hilarious, and also don't make fun of the fact that I, you know, of my really troubled relationship with alcohol. Like, that's quite a difficult line to balance, and Aja did that really well, I think.
Yeah, totally agree.
Absolutely, yeah.
Totally agree. I think she should have been top as well.
And she looked a lot like Amy as well. She changed her
Mm.
makeup up to kind of look a bit more like
Yeah.
Amy.
And physicality as well, actually, as well. Like, she really acted that part, I think, very well.
I think, I mean, what I've learned from this season is great, like, for Aja, but she's got so much more depth than she appeared to have on season 9.
Absolutely.
Mm.
She's
Like, I would-
already redeemed in my eyes.
100% redeemed. Totally agree. And again, like, my note I've written for Chi-Chi was just sold. I thought she did. I don't know Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
I didn't know her at all, but it was just like a good.
I'm not that familiar with Patti LaBelle, but I was entertained.
Yeah, it's like it was
Yeah.
obvious. Like, there were like character traits I could see. Like, I could like reenact what she did, sort of
You
thing.
could
Like,
not.
no, I couldn't. Let's be real, I couldn't. But like, my point is like, it was just a fun performance and like it was well characterized. Like the
Yeah.
character was, even if I don't know the character, I know I could see the character she was portraying,
Exactly.
whether it's Patti LaBelle or not. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it was fun to watch. And the makeup was good, the outfit was cool. Like the judges seemed to be really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of it, Bob?
Oh, no, absolutely. So I would have also had her probably top 3 for me. Like,
That's
she
what
would
I
have.
was gonna say. No idea
I'd
why.
absolutely had her near the top. I mean, the same thing. I'm not really that intimately familiar with like Patti Patel, Patti LaBelle's kind of mannerisms or whatever. But I thought, like with Little Edie, with Jinx, back in season 5, I didn't know Little Edie, but I knew Little Edie after that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got that with Patti LaBelle, and so I was just like, why is she anywhere near the bottom? Like, if anything, just, you know, if the lowest she should have been is just safe.
Exactly.
I
Totally
didn't get at all how she was down in the bottom.
Well, that's why I was thinking again, going back to what we chatted about earlier. That's why I think they're giving certain queens certain edits this season because she really didn't deserve how she came across the episode. It makes no sense. Like, I can't think of any reason for her to have been
It was
critiqued
very
from the bottom.
bizarre.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever. So Chi-Chi, watch this. We're on your team. Love you, Cheech. Trixie. Okay, what do you guys think of Trixie? You go first.
I I'm just saying. Sorry to go on a tangent, but I mean, at the end of the day, she was safe. They just thought that she, like, on the list of people,
That's unfair.
the
though.
other three that got safe was still did better than her. Maybe they thought the performance were all balanced, but she just fell a little bit lower because of the
Look,
outfit.
well, we'll talk about that when we get to it. Because
Yeah.
again,
I guess they have to have a 3, like a bottom 3.
not really. Well, maybe yeah. I suppose I do.
And then she still got safe, and it was just bottom 2, but they had to have 3 on stage. Don't really know how it works, but again, not that I agree with them. I'm just saying, like, if it was me, I think she did better than Milk.
Yeah, I think she's better. I think she was one of the strongest ones again because I think she was given one of the hardest people to do.
Yeah.
And she, like I said, the judges seemed to be loving it when. I remember specifically their reactions because of how everyone reacted last week, and they loved it. Who were they watching? And they got a really bad reaction. I didn't understand why.
George.
Oh, Forgy. Yeah, I've written that down actually. So sorry. First of all, Trixie, what do you guys think of Trixie's Dolly Parton?
I know she smashed it. Come on, she's a huge fan of Dolly, but she is Dolly Parton.
Something to say about that.
Oh, sorry. And she really nailed the lips. I thought, like she did the lips a little bit different from what she usually does, but like it really seems like a Dolly lip.
I don't know. I've got no idea. But what I thought was like again because I always thought again like you said like Trixie is Dolly Parton. And obviously you can see the influences there, especially like with the hair and shit. But like I think that the way she characterized Dolly was so different from Trixie, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it would just be like Trixie lip syncing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Like her character was like great. Like I know a little bit about Dolly Parton, but she was like really kooky and like lovable and fun and like I just think Trixie's. I know I suppose it's obvious she would do well at it, but I guess I was just taken aback by how different her portrayal of Dolly Parton was to how Trixie actually is.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think she still managed to separate.
But a lot though, not even a little bit. Like I thought it was a lot, big separation.
Okay.
Well, I made myself clear.
I think so. You don't have to shout.
Thank
Bob,
you,
what do
sorry.
you think?
My name is Grant Wild, and I'm here to make it clear. I totally agree. I think I was quite worried seeing that Trixie was given Dolly because I thought it might be one of those ones that landed Trixie in the bottom because I thought you might get those criticisms that you played it too safe, you're too much like yourself. But actually, yeah, I totally agree. The little kind of like cheeky nod and a wink of kind of being like. I mean, Dolly Parton is that really wonderful and curious mix of kind of everyone's favorite grandmother and also like a 5-year-old high on sugar at a party. And like, but also with that kind of like suggestive, saucy wink. And what I thought was quite nice is that separation from Trixie, where Trixie's a bit more kind of like comic thing, but a little bit sarcastic and barbed. And like Dolly, who's just like full of love and is this very warm character. But what I was actually surprised at was the kind of like fairly muted reaction from the judges during the Dolly. I was expecting them to be kind of howling a bit more, actually, but it was just a bit kind of like, yeah, that's Dolly, and I was a bit like, this is great, yeah.
Well, what are people saying? Because I can't read.
Reserve is saying LeSean Beyond was robbed. Let's be honest.
What?
LeSean Beyond was robbed. Let's be honest. True that. Still bitter.
Still bitter about it.
Shanji Angie. I thought it was proper funny what they did because that Mariah Carey thing at Christmas was whenever it was New Year was so funny, and I like the way she took it as well. Like the way she handled that situation, I thought was just really fun. Like actual Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
And I thought the fact they like it made it fun. Like it wasn't an attack against. I didn't feel. Not that I would have cared if it was, but like it was it was fun. Like it was just a really fun thing to watch, and Shanja did well. But again, like she had a massive advantage with it because the act itself was so funny.
Yeah. I'm gonna be controversial here and say she did really well. I don't think she deserved top 2.
I agree. I think I think a lot of the reason it was so fun was because of the material.
Yeah, exactly. Like she did a good Mariah, but I thought it was just diva-ish. It wasn't like, oh, that's Mariah. We only knew that was Mariah because of the routine, but it was like I just saw a lot of mannerisms there that Shangela does when she's lip syncing, period. Like this and like.
Oh, did she do that?
Yeah. And she did the same thing in a lip sync. So it's like, I mean, it's entertaining again, but like, it's just, I don't think it earned top 2, in my opinion. There's a lot of strong performances there, and I thought like it deserved to be safe, or maybe top 3. But
I agree. Totally
Yeah.
agree.
Okay.
I feel like we also wouldn't have known if that was Mariah. As you said, like, we wouldn't have known necessarily it was Mariah if it hadn't been for the actual script. Whereas I feel like Julie Andrews, we would have been like, oh, that's probably Julie Andrews without the script. Whereas Mariah Carey, like, I mean, it was hilarious. Don't get me wrong. And I think what was quite fun about it is Shangela is obviously so high energy normally that to play Mariah, who like literally is kind of, you know, she's the embodiment of like, why walk when you can, like, why stand when you can sit, why sit when you can sleep or lie down, you know, she's the embodiment of that. And I love that Shangela was given that, because it's kind of, it allowed Shangela to play to her strengths in terms of divaness, but have to tone down the energy and have to do a lot more with her performance than just like bounce around like a little like happy squirrel.
I mean, I mean, the judges said it, and we've said it previously, but especially All Stars, like the talent is so high. It's not like anyone was bad at all.
Not at all.
It's just I feel like some people did better than others, and I feel like we all don't feel like the judges' choices were what we saw, sort of thing.
Yeah.
We've got some interesting things. First of all, hi Sean, thanks for joining us. Omar's been controversial.
Oh.
He's saying Trixie's going home next week. My opinion. I feel like Omar, you're really coming for this stream by your opinions.
Snatching everybody's wigs.
You are exactly. Look at this. Look what you've done to me.
Yeah, I think that's just.
And oh wait, Arja's sister saying she thinks, who are we talking about? Shangela got in the top for her look. What was her? I actually forgotten her look.
She was in the big ball.
Oh, okay, yeah, totally fair. Maybe, yeah, that's a really good point. Arja's sister actually.
Good point.
Yeah,
I think actually that's the thing. If we're giving points based on like transformation of look, then Shangela would have to be up there, partly because her original was so terrible. So, but like just
she's wearing a
transformation.
It was horrendous.
Yeah, it was horrendous.
Actually, one thing I'm really surprised about is that I was definitely expecting like a bit to camera when they said like recreate one of your worst looks. I was totally expecting Milk to be like, I don't have one, because like I feel like even when Milk got read for her looks, they were always looks that Milk was really happy about. Like, but no, I think like, I mean, I have to admit, I mean, it's kind of unavoidable because of the nature of that big ball thing. But I was really put off by that giant black strip on the ball. Like it really got to me.
But wait, hold up, Bob, you're going too far ahead.
Sorry.
No, we're not on the looks yet. It's okay. Apology accepted. Just this once. 4G. So I agree. I don't get like this. The whole time I'm like, what's with the stank looks? Like, she is doing good from what I could see. I don't think like she deserved the judges' reactions.
I thought she did good. She didn't look that good.
Do you think she did? I don't think she looked bad.
I thought like
the dress was cool. Maybe the makeup. I don't know her well enough to know them.
I'm sorry, but it does make a huge difference if you're wearing Thorgy's makeup and like Stevie Nicks' outfit. Like Stevie Nicks, she does makeup like a hippie. Like you can't have that strong Thorgy eye that Michelle has been telling her to stop for 4 seasons. Like I'm over it. Maybe I'm non-impartial at the moment, but like as soon as I saw that makeup, I was like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like Stevie Nicks.
Okay, but take that away. I mean, I'm sure you're right, but like the actual performance itself,
I thought it was fine.
Again, with what she had to work with, I thought it was good. Like unless she did what Arja said and made it ridiculous. But if she had actually done what Arja said, which would have been amazing, like it would have been too much. Like no one else took it anywhere near that far. Everyone took it to the same level, sort of thing. And I feel like, oh, sorry.
It's just what happens to me when you start talking. No, I went to work today. I'm sorry. Okay, gotta bring home the bacon.
Yeah, fair dues. But so you think the judges' reactions were fair?
I don't know. Maybe it's the editing.
Okay, Floppy Bob.
I think the difficulty with this being, like you're saying, the difficulty with it being All Stars is like a good and passable performance can still get you in the bottom 2. I mean, if you think back to All Stars 1 way back, there was that time I think where Raven and Jujubee had this incredible concept, and it was basically like the difference between an A++ and an A+, you know, in terms of who was in the bottom 2 and who was in the top 2. And like I feel like that's kind of what's happening here, is like we're very much splitting hairs. But at the same time, I do think like Thorgy could have amped up a little bit, but I think, as you said, it's difficult for her to do that without then being accused of pastiche or of kind of playing it too crazy or whatever. It's a very fine line to walk, I think, particularly as nobody else was particularly like bonkers.
That's what I mean. I just thought the judges' reactions were over the top.
Yeah, but one thing though that I noticed in her performance is that, remember, like, what's his face? Todrick said to her, "Oh, you can like pretend to kind of fall down before the whole dizzy line," and she didn't. And at the rehearsal, she already said, "Oh, I don't think she would do that," and then she kind of didn't do that. Like, she didn't really like pretend to fall down. She kind of like she played it a little bit less over the top, but Todrick was trying to make her go a bit further in order to shine. And like, you can't complain. Okay, I'm gonna go on a like Grant Bender.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're like worse than me
but
last
it's
week.
like, you can't complain that you've given a shitty character that won't shine, and then when people are trying to like make you do like different things with it, and I'm like, oh, but she wouldn't do that. Like, sorry, but you fucking should.
Yeah, I agree. No, I don't disagree with any of that, but I'm just saying I don't think the judges' reactions, like the judges' reactions, were like, "This is shit. What are you doing? You're embarrassing yourself."
Okay.
That's what judges' reactions were, weren't they?
Right.
Go into my stage.
That's what the reactions were. It was like,
about what you've done. Yeah, it felt very much like that at times.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, anything else to say about Ben?
Ben?
Dylan?
Oh, you're in Ben already.
That's the last one.
I loved it.
Yeah, great.
I really enjoyed it.
Killed it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think possibly as we were saying earlier, possibly the most challenging of all of those to really nail, because of the lyrics, the choreography, the stage presence. But I think Ben handled it well, like brilliantly. And I mean, I love Ben anyway, but like I know Grant.
I pulled a face. No one saw that until you pulled it out.
Oh, I saw it. I mean, I knew it was there even before you did it. But no, I mean, I do love Ben anyway, but I think that was Ben really shining when Ben could very much have played that a bit safer or been a bit more comfortable.
I feel like Omar saying on off the back of this that Ben's his winner at the moment. But I think part of that is down to, especially this episode, like what he was given to work with. So, for example, I'm interested to see what he does for Snatch Game, because he's on a pedestal with that at the moment.
Yeah.
So that could really be his downfall. He's got to do it all by himself, sort of thing. And can he knock it out of the park twice? I don't know. We'll see.
I think he has a very good chance of going all the way.
Yeah, I do. I think he'll be top 3 for sure. I think he's amazing this episode. Like, absolutely killed it. Really great to watch. Like, characterization great, choreography great, lip sync great, like 10s across the board for me.
I do have something.
I'm just worried.
But we'll get to
in the runway. Okay. I'm really excited to talk about his runway. You guys happy to move on?
Yep.
Do you want to do the runway jingle?
Runway.
Okay. So I'm gonna say my thoughts on Milk first, because the first thing I said to you, right, like when we're watching it, I thought initially when they talked about the challenge, I'd have to redo the look they went home with. So I knew Milk's would be the fashion look, the pretty look, but she didn't redo that look at all. She didn't even take the challenge of being crazy, sexy, cool. She just took the challenge she gave herself of being glamorous and did a brand new look for being glamorous. Whereas the other queens did recreate their past looks. I think she was like the only one who.
No, but a lot of the queens in that challenge did a glamorous look.
What, crazy, sexy, cool?
Yeah.
Really, Jocelyn Fox?
Darian Lake.
Jocelyn Fox though.
Darian Lake though. Yeah, Jocelyn is she likes bikinis.
She loves a bikini.
Lots of them, one on top of the other.
I respect that.
And I respect that.
But I know, I just think it would have been cool if she had taken the actual original look and made that awesome, as opposed, like, I think her look was really good, but it was just giving me a bit harsh. So I do think it was good, but poor man's Miss Fame.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
agree.
Thank you, Fluffy Bob. Thank you, Fluffy Bob.
I agree too.
I thought you were giving me an
No, I thought.
Oh, because I'm right.
Yes.
Yes. Nailed it. That's why you
That
guys watch the
happens
show.
Once in a blue moon. Everyone's gonna die after this.
Of course they are. But like her makeup was beautiful, her hair was right, her outfit was right.
Yeah.
But it's like, and we've seen it better with Miss Fame. Like do milk, like do like a really cool version of your Pinocchio look. I know that wouldn't have fit this challenge because she nailed that look. Or like, I don't know, whatever, just like give us milk. Like
do something different.
I feel like I was surprised that this wasn't the time when Milk did a really glamorous RuPaul. I was definitely expecting to be the RuPaul look.
Oh, that was impossible to get well though, to be honest.
No, but the thing is, they liked his RuPaul look.
Did they?
At the end, yeah, they did.
Because
Gia didn't.
I actually forgot he did a man then. Yeah, he won that challenge, I think, in looks. Like that was awesome. A lot of people did, even if all the judges didn't like it, all the contestants didn't. The community loved that look.
No, but the judges did.
Yeah,
like,
they did anyway.
Michelle,
Yeah.
she was like, "That's true."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Aja, I just put in love it. What did she do again?
She did a
the
beautiful.
Disaster. Yeah, it was so cool.
Gorgeous.
Her makeup was gorgeous
That
as well.
was so good. I was hoping that was the look that Aja had to do. And I mean, come on, let's be honest, that was the look Aja had to do. And I thought that was such a clever take on it because it was like took the exact look and really like zhushed it up a bit, gave it its zhush, gave it its love. You know, it looks right. That's exactly what it should have been the first time. And I think actually in terms of redemption, as a theme, I think Aja actually nailed that the most.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Because like the look was a completely upgraded.
That look.
And to make that change within one season as well is pretty great.
Yeah, that was a very good point. Very good point.
A really good point.
It wasn't that good.
I'm sorry, but Bob, you should host this.
No, back off my territory. Stay on your damn seat.
Just you wait.
Yeah, okay. Aja, okay, I think Aja is my favorite at the moment, just in terms of like, you know, I always say every season, that I'm always like, it's always the queen who I'm most excited to see what they come out with in all areas, really, is a queen like I'm backing, and that's Aja for me. Like I'm always like really excited to see her look, really excited to see her performance.
Yeah.
And she's like just like I'm loving everything I've seen from her so far.
Yeah.
So because of that, she's my current like front runner for me personally.
She's my MVP at the moment.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What, higher than Ben?
Higher than Ben, yeah.
Ooh, Bob, are you joining us?
I would still probably have Ben or Trixie up there. Trixie so far isn't doing what I want Trixie to do, but I feel like Trixie will. I feel like it's kind of like an Alaska thing of like maybe playing it safe for the first few episodes, then kind of starting to kill it.
Hopefully. Well, I think hopefully. But Aja's just like exuding so much more character and like life into this competition.
Yeah.
I have to admit, Aja was one I was worried about before. I was kind of like, oh, why is Aja back again so soon? But I'm glad that Aja's proved me wrong.
Yeah, totally. Chi-Chi.
What was the look again? Oh, the neon, yeah.
It was a bit basic.
You thought so straight away, or just because Michelle said it?
No, I thought so straight away.
Interesting. Bob?
I thought it looked good, but I did think it was a bit on the basic side. I think because if you think about what else people did in that challenge, that in season 8, like Acid Betty had that crazy look, Kimchi had that amazing look. Like I feel like it needed to be at that level to really be a proper redemption thing. Whereas this was Chi-Chi being like, okay, I've gone from something fairly basic to something basic but kind of good.
Yeah,
it's quite harsh for you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Chi-Chi, and I thought the look was great. I loved it.
No, can't backtrack now. I really liked her original neon look. Like that's one of my favorite ones. It's like I need to actually watch the damn video. I think it's like to me it really reminded me of Rihanna from Rude Boy. That video. I need to watch it again. Like I really like the look. Like it was really like super fishy to me, despite not being fat padded. I don't know. I think it's just personal opinion. Like I personally love the original neon look.
Okay.
I think the neon was
like
really
that too. Yeah.
I thought the new one was really good as well. I really liked it, to be honest. So I don't know. I didn't really get.
Oh, you're wrong.
Okay. Trixie.
Oh, the worst dress. Yeah.
Well, I felt this was like a cop out because like you can't get a bad critique for it if it's the ugliest dress. Really, it's difficult to get a bad critique compared to the other queens. So she took a really easy way out with that.
I don't think that was her choice though.
Yeah, I think they probably get to choose.
No, I think it's the No, I don't think they choose it themselves.
I
guess
don't know. I really think they would do.
Also,
guess they
Trixie
must know
didn't
what it
really
is.
get many like bad critiques about her looks in her season.
They just didn't really like any of her looks. That's
No, I
true.
think that they liked
Hmm.
most of her looks. That's
Did
the thing.
they?
The only one that she got critiqued a little bit, it was the ugliest dress.
Really?
Not even though.
That's what I mean. Like, I
Gigi-
thought her first dress was uglier. I think this dress was more like trying, like more like Harajuku, like offbeat sort of thing where it could work in like a. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
whereas her first dress was just horrible. I can't see like anyone liking that dress.
Yeah.
Right.
So I
that's
think she
fair.
did worse than she did the first time.
That is fair.
I think as well, yeah. I feel like this was like an ugly dress, but in a very Trixie style, as in it was the kind of colors Trixie normally wears. It allowed Trixie's makeup to really shine, and that was the thing. Because if you think about Katya's ugliest dress, that like yellow woolen, like basically cardigan, but as a dress, like
Yeah.
that was horrendously ugly and deserved to like win that outright. And I mean, I think you're right. It's a very difficult kind of challenge in that sense because you can't really be criticized, but you can't also really be too praised in some ways. And I mean, that's the thing. They must be told this before they come because they need to presumably get these made or make them themselves. So they must know
No,
before
they
they
could be told like pick like your one of the outfits you like the outfit you got the worst critiques on and really do that.
I don't think so. I think they would tell them.
But then if she did it for another challenge, I don't think they'd pick it up. I don't think they'd be like, oh, she's supposed to be doing the ugliest dress, you know?
But if you think about Morgan's, though, like Morgan would have to bring in a wedding dress, which is not something that people casually bring with them normally.
Yeah.
That's something I'm sure they were told, like, bring in, like,
No.
you need to read your look, like, your ugliest look.
Well, I'm
you
gonna
got most
call the
critiques
producer
for.
right now.
Yeah, I'd like to know. If anyone's got the tea on this, let me know, please.
Hi, Rue.
Mhm.
Grant's talking absolute shit about the show. It's unbelievable.
Sorry, who's Rue contacted on Twitter, me or you? Dana like Rue knows you, and me and
Sorry,
Rue.
Rue, I'm gonna have to call you back.
I was totally expecting you to pick up the phone and be like, I had to send one of the girls home. How quickly can you get there? This kind of like suddenly I appear through the, Nina Benina appears through the fridge and kind of.
Yeah.
Definitely
Right, so we've gone too far off track though. I've got shit to do, people. We need to pick this up. Kennedy's look.
It's all right.
I mean, yeah, it's all right. I
really
was
liked
kind of
it. It was
glad.
super cool.
Oh, sorry.
I thought it was super cool. The reveal took too long, but apart from that, it was really good. Similar to her entrance look like.
Yeah. I was glad that Kennedy did it just to actually have a joke with herself about the crystallized and came back as a phoenix. Like, I'm glad that got another airing because I think that's the thing. Kennedy, the first time when she said it was joking, but I don't think it was taken as a joke. And then I'm glad that Kennedy was able, as also in All Stars 3, to actually be like, that guys, that was a joke, like, and to be with the audience on that. But apart from that, I was like, I mean, yeah. Didn't really do too much because that was a Death Becomes Her, and I still didn't really get death from that look.
That is true.
Oh yeah,
But
that is
she's
very
not
true. Yeah,
crystallized.
but then again, do you get Crazy Sexy Cool from Milk's look? You know,
No.
exactly.
Yes, I did.
So you go for yourself. For you.
I liked it actually. I really liked Stoji
So
look.
love the hair. The hair was super cool.
I thought that was
the
cool,
hair
yeah.
was really cool. I liked the makeup. I thought like that was really cool makeup. Like that was something different. I thought Michelle would really like it actually. I thought that was a really good look. I can say that.
But Michelle wouldn't like it because it's green.
Oh fuck it.
Yeah.
It's also a
What do you
neon
think?
look though, so like you're gonna have to probably experiment with that color palette at some point in there. I mean, I didn't think it was as big a step up as perhaps some of the other ones had been for other challenges to where they are now. But I did think at the same time it was really cool. I was really enjoying looking at Thorgy. And I like that Thorgy kind of kept the idea of what she had done before and kind of upgraded it a bit. Because Thorgy hasn't really been too off with her outfits. I mean, I don't think
No,
she
she
was
never
particularly in her
was.
seasons. Yeah. Like she was never really critiqued to just like, what the hell are you wearing? It was like, this could be better. So I feel like in some ways it's a bit more difficult for Thorgy to be like, okay, here I am really stepping something up from something that was already 80%.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I reiterate what I said earlier. I think like her critiques and her reactions from the judges and stuff were just over the top. I don't think again, I feel like they made it sound like the dress and the whole look was bad, and I really don't think it was. It's definitely far from bad for me personally.
Yeah.
Ben's look.
Right.
Interesting.
The
Do you want to go last then?
Okay.
Thank you. Bob?
I'm mixing it up with the lip sync look. What was Ben's look again?
It was a Dripping Jewels.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a really good look, but I mean, I just thought it was very good and very classy. I'm not sure if I necessarily would have seen it as a giant redemption, but I thought it was good. Like, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was beautiful.
I agree. I just thought of something. Like, I liked it that it was a step up from a previous one. I like it. I guess it's similar to 4G. Like, she's sort of like a Pokemon that's evolved. Like, still the same, but just a bit better. You know?
That's exactly it.
And her makeup looked good to me. I like that. It seemed quite different for her for once, which I was quite happy with. But again, we watched it super blurry, so I don't know if that's true or not. But the only thing I'd say is I think one of the critiques she got for that dress was that it was like a good dress. The original dress was, it was good, but it was just a standard dress she wears, a standard cocktail dress, like standard silhouette. And I feel like this dress was still pretty standard Bendela. It wasn't.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay. What's your view?
No, I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, she got the critique from the original challenge that was a silhouette that they've seen it a lot with Ben, and then she was with the same silhouette. It's just redoing the challenge. It's not redoing the dress. That's the whole thing. And also, I actually liked the old dress better than this.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't disagree with that. I was just super bored with the old dress because we've seen it 20 times.
Yeah.
But so I thought this one was more interesting. Like, if she'd worn this version of the dress to the
I prefer
final.
the other one.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. But when I saw that on the season, I was just so super bored with it. I liked it, but because I've seen it 20 times before, like Bianca's.
Yeah.
Same thing. But if she'd worn the dress she wore this episode on her season, I think it would have been a lot better because it was quite different from a previous. Like, it was more different from her previous dresses.
I think it was the same.
Yeah.
I think I was expecting her to come out in a proper dress, actually, and not just like a cocktail.
Yeah.
Not cocktail. It's not cocktail. It's
like flapper.
Yeah, well, not flapper. There's another name. Can't remember. Some bigger shit. But yeah, I wanted something different.
Bob, any thoughts? Extra thoughts?
No, pretty much exactly what you guys just said. I mean, I still really enjoyed it. I did like the kind of flapper aesthetic or whatever that was kind of added to it. But yeah, I mean, it still wasn't a massive departure for Ben, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing because I do quite enjoy what Ben looks like.
Okay. BB, okay, I got controversial views on this as well, so you guys go first. Bob, you go first on this one.
Actually, I wasn't that blown away by it. I hated that the fabric looked really wrinkly from any angle you looked at it. I like personally that just really bugged me. That like I kind of wanted
low definition.
Low definition. I liked the deep red fabric underneath.
But then she did that sort of cape thing in her entrance look for All Stars 3. We sort of seen it like last episode.
Oh.
So,
well, it's not the same. She was like carrying something.
It's a similar sort of cape vibe though. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I kind of wanted more of a really like 80s power suit kind of look. I feel like that could have just been taken that extra nod further. Because I felt like it was I feel like what she did wouldn't have been top in her season for that week.
But you know what though? Like, you know, we're saying that you definitely think the producers would have told them what dress to do. I don't think the producers would have said, do your entrance look for this challenge. I think BB probably thought she didn't look good there and chose to do it. I'm sure producers wouldn't say your worst critiqued look was the entrance look because it wasn't even critiqued anyway. Okay. It just seems stupid to me. Also, like, again, I didn't dislike look. I quite like the look generally, although I would like to see it in HD now. But I was just like, it's just boring compared to the others. And like, she had to explain the story behind it. It was all right when she explained the story, but you wouldn't have got that unless she
was that her entrance look? I thought that was from when they had to do like a business.
Entrance look.
No, it was the entrance look.
Was it really? Oh gosh,
I thought like I came in as a secretary and now I own a business. I'm like,
oh okay,
like I'm here for the story now. You told me the story, but like it's a bit of a stretch for that story to exist, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, like it was.
And after a long night at the secretarial pool, someone
exactly
and dunked her in printer ink, and then she transformed into I don't know.
Over the company with a bit of a cape, wrinkled fabric, without dry cleaner. Yeah, strong transformation. Shanji Angie.
Yes.
See, I have to admit, even if you take the ball away, I still thought it was good. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think I was as blown away by it as everyone else. I mean, as a transformation, an amazing transformation for what it was. But it also, literally, her just wearing like a bodysuit would have been an improvement from like what she did the first time. So,
That
like,
is fair.
but like at the same time, I mean, like I do think it definitely was a lot stepped up. Her makeup was a lot better, and I liked the concept that it had this weirdly like futuristic kind of, but like how the 80s saw the future.
Yeah.
And I kind of loved that. And I kind of was like, okay, cool, you're in a snow globe, cool. I just kind of, I don't know.
Ship it snowing. That would have been cool.
Yeah. Although I can also just imagine her like accidentally like, choking on it. But
Get Christmas from that.
I got Christmas. I thought it was like there's so many loads of different things. I liked all of them. Also, I think it's really cool because it's very different for Shandy because she does normally do fish looks.
Yeah.
That's true.
Standard fish look. So I love a gimmick. I'm here for a gimmick. Like I know, I've really liked it a lot. I thought it was really
but I
cool.
do agree with Bob because Bob knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I feel like I do quite a lot of the time now as well, without even thinking about it.
Also, he's on drugs. Can you see it?
Oh,
That's from
Carl,
the
what
heroin
drugs are you on?
Heroin to get me through the stream. Right there, I said it.
Right there with you.
Hashtag £1 a week. Right.
That's not what Harry wants.
No, but I still want Patreon.
Hashtag 1 little pound cake a week.
That's less valuable to me, to be honest, but I'll take what I can get.
He's trying to lose it.
Okay, so we're done with Runway. Any other thoughts on Runway, anyone?
No!
No, I think that was everyone, wasn't it? Was that everyone?
Yeah, that's everyone.
Yeah.
Omar saying the season isn't as good as the last All Stars. That's a given. No season is going to be as good as All Stars 2.
No.
But we know that.
Yeah.
But this season's still a lot better than I thought it would be, to be honest, based on the cast.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm really enjoying it. Feeling my.
I feel like this
I
season
wanna
has a
get
lot of
to the
potential.
deliberations.
Okay. First of all, we've got the backroom stuff. Okay, so Milk's
Backroom?
attitude. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was just trying to make a joke and it didn't really work.
No,
but-
God, that's what I mean. I know.
I tried doing like backroom to the tune of in the style of back rolls, but it didn't quite work.
Oh, that's good.
backroom.
Explained
That
it.
didn't quite work.
Well,
Sorry, that was.
what BB did. Like you had to once you explained it, pretty good.
Thanks. I'll take that. Any comparison to BB is not really a bad thing.
You're exactly.
We
You're
never
welcome.
spoke about Diana.
Oh yeah, BB as
Jude.
Diana.
Oh, I had nothing to say. Did you guys?
I just thought. I mean, it was good. It was very standard. She played it up well, but also I think it was kind of BB just kind of on a Saturday afternoon, like just doing her thing.
Yeah,
Really.
I wouldn't disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so backroom stuff. Backroom.
Backroom action.
Backroom.
Thank you.
I can't do an rest of face.
You'll do it on 3. No, let's not, because then the camera will change it. It won't work.
Yeah.
Okay, so Milk's like little tantrum. How are we feeling about that?
Oh,
Turned on?
no.
Anyone turned on?
No, I was
Sorry.
curdled by that.
What's
It's just-
curdled?
I just didn't really. I was like, come on. And I think actually Trixie summed it up really, really well when Trixie was like, "That's a lot of complaining for safe." Like, come on now.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I also, when Trixie said like, you obviously what you're seeing is obviously different from what everyone else is seeing. Like again, nail on the head, right?
Yeah.
It was fine, but it was not good.
Yeah, it's like everyone gets disappointed. Everyone wants to, get some good critiques, but come on, get a hold of
But
yourself.
also the thing is as well, I get what Milk's saying about wanting to be complimented for her, like how far she's come in terms of glamour looks. But the thing is, like everyone's like, I'm sure even RuPaul's seen what she looks like outside the show. Like she's been doing this whole fashion Marc Jacobs like magazine covers things for years now. Like, like seeing you doing one of those sort of looks isn't shocking because it would have been shocking previously because you couldn't do it. Now that it's the main thing you're known for, it's not shocking. So what you're expecting, it's not like they haven't seen you do it. Do you know what I mean?
And in many ways, her being cast is an approval of how she's changed.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't think she'd changed, they wouldn't have cast her.
Exactly.
Very good point. Cheech and BB. Oh, we already talked about that. Oh yeah, I put Milk deluded, intense. You're not Alaska.
Yeah, sit down.
Yeah, she had like a sort of like
safe.
Alaska style breakdown about like a similar thing to Alaska had, but you're not Alaska, mate. But I still do have a massive soft spot for Milk. I think she's like one of my favorite queens in terms of her looks. Generally,
I think she's gone sour.
she has got.
Get it.
Bob always said,
Da-da-da.
you're
I
both the
didn't hear
worst.
it.
You're both the
I
worst.
didn't hear it.
Okay, and the deliberations with like what do you think about the deliberation? Not deliberation, what do you call it? Like tactics, like going home, elimination tactics.
The whole like throw me a bone kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot
That's
of
why-
bones being thrown around.
I like the sound.
Yeah.
It's what I said last week. That's what Morgan should have done to Ben. She should have said, "Look, you save me, and I'll save you." I think it's smart. I would do exactly the same thing. I would take the same tactic Shangela took.
Absolutely not.
You're gonna save someone anyway. Get something out of it, you know.
I find it a bit
I'm not
cringy
saying that
though.
in front of the cameras, but I like that
No.
they do.
Yeah, no, same here. It's exactly the thing that, like, even if I thought it, which I find a bit weird anyway, I wouldn't want to say that on the camera, because then if you think about like the amount of flack Alaska got when she was like, you know, one of these queens is super talented and one of them lent me this T-shirt, like. Yeah, I mean, I would hate to be in that position where, like, especially because the
But
producers
that's
would
very
know
different.
it.
That's totally different, though, because
Well, no, it is, but yeah. But
also,
also
she wasn't
the
getting anything out of it though. Like it wasn't a
True.
smart choice at any level. Whereas it's smart to say, "I'll
True.
save you if you save me," and you think they could be in the top.
But I feel like also the producers would know that, and there would be some kind of situation engineered where that decision had to be made, where, you know, perhaps later on down the line, I don't know, imagine the Thorgy had been saved by two different people, and then, oh, those two people are in the bottom too. You know, like you can just see one of those
That'd
situations.
be fun though. I'd like that. That's
That
something
could
like
be
this show. Like, drama is like what makes this show. One of the things that makes this show so awesome. That's what you need. Like you want. Imagine if who's the front runner, like Ben, for example. So like if Shangela won because her tactic is probably to send the strongest competition home. So Shangela won and sent Ben home, for example. Like everyone would be outraged and it'd be great TV and like great. This show would be a lot better. We're doing right now. Do you know what I mean? I think it'd be good. I don't think the producers or anyone would change the course of action, sort of thing, because it makes good TV.
It is, but it's like I don't know. I don't warm up to people who play those kind of games. Like I like to watch them, but I don't like warm up.
Really,
to them.
even with Shangela, I thought Shangela. I don't know if we did like a
I
like
thought
a.
it was too schemy.
I liked it a lot. I was
don't
here
want
for it.
someone like that to win. Like I want to see how far they make it, but I don't want to like that's
It's just
not
smart. To me, it's just smart.
like I just want someone like Katya. Like when Alaska, like I love Alaska, and she had to win because and only because she was the best of the best. But when she offered like $20,000 dollars to Detox to keep her in the game, everyone fucking called her a snake. And now
That was
people
totally different, though.
people are trading favors. That was like, I'll pay you to stay.
Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
just part of like a breakdown tantrum where she was just being a wreck generally. Like,
Yeah.
It's just
But
a-
people
Yeah.
like,
This
took
is
it
a-
seriously and they were outraged.
But-
This is like outright,
that's what I mean. It's like
give me this, now give you
it's a
that.
thought out tactical decision in this instance. It's one that makes total sense, and it's still like she could still. I think she would basically. What I'm saying is, I think Shangela would have saved Kennedy either way, but this way she's also got like a free pass if Kennedy wins any challenges. It's just a smart thing to do.
Yeah, but I want the best to win, as in like who was the best drag queen, not who played the best game and
Mhm.
who just like did the
I
best.
agree.
But that's the way they set the show up, though, to be like that.
No,
That's-
it's good to watch, but that's not who I want to win. That's
Mhm.
all I'm saying
Okay.
is that.
Well, I feel like we've all shared our thoughts on it.
So you need to shut the fuck.
No, that's never what I said. Taking it to the grave. Anything else to say about backroom stuff? Backroom?
Back room.
I completely agree on that whole thing there. I just think it was. I mean, I find it a bit awkward when people are kind of begging to be kept in. I find it super awkward anyway, just being like, oh, you know, like, yeah, I've nailed this challenge, and then like 5 minutes later, like, oh my god, I like totally got more to give, and like I deserve to be here, and I've worked so hard. It's like, what more can you say at that point? Surely.
We should do this at the end of every stream. You guys should like beg to stay on the stream.
Oh, I'm begging to go.
No, that's not good. Oh,
It's only
Really?
because you made her sign a contract for like 20 more episodes. Like
Exactly.
she's.
just getting all the free food.
Wait,
Cool.
sorry?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so let's go on to lip sync because we're running out of time a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, my first thing I wrote down is like it's a good thing Where'd she get that skipping rope from?
Where's she going to what?
Skipping rope.
From her household.
Yeah, where was that stored?
I don't know. Like
That was
on
quite
the
well
zipper.
hidden. Yeah.
You just look down and just check and see whether you've got like a hidden skipping rope.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always
wait.
carrying a good length of rope. But what I, no, sorry, but no, I did think it was interesting that that came out, because I thought actually that was quite a fun side for Shangela. Like, she's normally very, she's known for like high energy jump, like kick splits, like all this kind of stuff. And that was from what I at least remember, that was a lip sync in which she didn't do a death drop. Where like she'd won the challenge for doing a very funny character who was low energy, and so I think it was a good week for Shangela in many ways, like for showing the judges some versatility. But also I think yeah, I mean, it was a fun enough performance. I really enjoyed what Ben did. Actually, I did think it was a little bit slow to get started, but I actually thought it was quite fun.
We talk about this because I've got a view which I'm like pretty confident in. But first of all, about Shangela. What I said last episode is happening. I sort of mentioned it earlier this episode as well. She didn't like do what Alyssa would do in this lip sync. She made it her own. Like it was very like it was just cool. Like it was. I don't know. I sort of expected her to be like. I wasn't excited to see her lip syncs. I thought it'd be like an Alyssa style one, you know. But it wasn't. It was just like different and her.
I
and
never
fun.
think her lip syncs are like Alyssa, so I can't agree.
I do. Her dancing style's very similar.
I see it. But
That's not like dancing. Like I'm classically trained.
I'm always busting the move. Go on then. Go on then. Anyway, so okay, my controversial view on the lip sync, although I think it's definitely true, is I think based on the beginning of the episode as well, Ben just threw it. Like I think she's trying to pass it off as like tongue in cheek or whatever, but she threw the lip sync. She didn't want to win that lip sync, and she didn't try.
Disagree.
Like if she had done it, like if it was like a proper gimmick, she would have done it for like 20 seconds, but she did it for like a minute. This whole trying to copy thing. She threw the lip sync 100%. She did not want to win that lip sync.
I disagree. I think Ben is a lot more competitive than you think.
I mean, she doesn't need to win. Like she knows she's going to look bad if she wins all the performances. Like,
she likes
like Katya, exactly what Katya
win.
did.
She likes to win.
Disagree completely. I think she definitely.
I have to admit, I did wonder if she was throwing it at the time, but at the same time, I do still think she actually gave a very, very good Ben performance. So I think I don't think she was necessarily throwing it. I think she was doing the performance and kind of hoping she didn't get the win, which I think is different. I don't think she necessarily threw it. I just think she kind of went at it and was like, okay, here's my fun dance. Let's hope they like it. Oh, I didn't win. Oh, thank God. Like, you know,
I disagree. But I could be, I don't know. I'm still pretty confident in the view. So you guys let me know in the comments, which team are you? Are you team Seafoam or team Idiot? Let me know in the comments down below.
Bit harsh.
We
need a good team name between us two, like that kind of can compete with Grant, Seafoam Soldier.
What's your issue?
What for Team Idiot?
Both on Team Idiot?
Yeah, both Team Idiot. Idiots.
No, because I have a different view from Bob as well.
What's your view?
So I thought she was trying to be funny and she wasn't throwing it, and she was.
We can't have 3 teams. People aren't going to be invested enough to care about 3 teams.
You have 3 teams.
Okay, give yourself a team name. You've got 2 seconds. 1, 2.
Whoop!
No, that's terrible. I think you way too long to come up with that. You're being on the same team as Bob.
Stitus?
Bob Stitus is quite good, actually. I quite like that.
I have a cousin who I think had that.
What's the cousin you?
Yes.
I thought it was. Yeah, why can't Ru pronounce dollars?
Dollars.
It's like goes
because
on Australian. It is fun, but that's his new thing though.
It's not.
He did that all the way through All Stars 2.
Sorry?
He did that all the way through All Stars 2.
Did he? I just noticed properly. Oh, okay.
And I think for a bit of season 9 as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I'm doing a full Nina on like backstage. Right?
Yeah. I should say my little bit. Does anyone else have anything to add about the lip sync?
Nah, I'm good.
Bob?
I mean, I did enjoy it, but I still think the Anaconda one was better, just overall for both people involved. I think Shangela's was like all right. I don't think like Shangela necessarily killed it. I think she did very well. I just don't think it was just like basically. I don't think it's going to be one of those ones where in like a year's time everyone's still watching that video.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It was good though. So yeah, I think that's like we've gone through the whole episode now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So should we whip out our CUNTs?
I'm ready.
Bob, you ready?
Always.
Show us your charisma.
Charisma. I say after I'm like, I'm ready, and like, who am I going to choose next week? Who would I choose? I think charisma-wise, I would maybe give it to. I want to say Ben, but I think that's just because I like Ben.
You do you, boo.
Yeah, you
I'll
can
do
give
me.
it to
Yeah,
whoever you want.
I'm going to give it to Ben because I think Ben
I regret that.
was quite graceful.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Aja because I really liked her little snips. Like everything she was saying was just like, yes. And I like her.
Yeah, I think you give it to Aja as well, but then I might give it to Chi-Chi in that case then.
Okay.
Because I like she's got a backbone,
Mm.
she did well in her
She's
performance.
got all the bones.
She got all the bones. Like, I don't know. I can't give it to Cheech. Uniqueness?
Who's unique this episode? What was unique?
It's got to be looks in, right? Mine's Shanji for the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd probably have to get to the same.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's the most.
It's a really
unique.
enthusiastic you from us all, I think.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nerve?
Chi-Chi
No.
for me.
Why?
Because I think coming back from like being in the bottom two the last week and being in the bottom three now this time, but still actually like really trying hard in that performance, coming out with that Patti LaBelle and really like bringing some fun to that. And like the Chi-Chi, that was quite fun because Chi-Chi, I mean, is often very pretty in the way she dances. Well, I mean, not always, but I think it was quite fun for her to do like quite a camp and quite whimsical kind of performance. And I think Gigi really nailed that. So I'd give her the nerve to come back and do that.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
I like that too. I'm gonna steal it.
Oh, have I given mine? No.
Yeah, I don't.
Mine's Michelle for promoting her book.
Mhm.
It do take the nerve.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. Talent?
Probably gonna give it to Ben for that performance. It was very good. Not the lip sync, the lip sync extravaganza. Julie Andrews, and I'm a big fan of Julie Andrews as well. Just like to shout out, yo Julie.
Julie.
That's a good point. I should have saved my tea for Ben actually. Obviously that has to go to Milk because everyone knows that Milk should have been in the top three.
Very true.
Jesus. Who would I give that to? I mean, I want to maybe give it to Todrick just for like actually balancing all those dance routines and being kind of being pretty great. Although, yeah, I'll give it to Todrick. T for Todrick.
I was going to give mine to RuPaul. He made a really funny lol at one point. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, it was. It was something like, "Why gotta be black light?"
That was
What
good.
was that
That
one?
was good.
There was I don't know what it was. I don't know. I thought he just did very well again this episode.
Yeah, Brew. He does have 2 Emmys now.
And the dress was good. He really showed a lot of talent this episode.
Oh, he didn't know the lyrics to his own song though.
That was funny. That's what I mean. But he's got the talent to still record a tune, even though he doesn't know what he's doing.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And that's what I wish to be one day.
Okay. Everyone, let us know. Show us your CUNTs in the comments, please. And we'll discuss whether you're right or wrong underneath.
Yeah.
Any like overall thoughts on the episode? Any final things you want to say?
I like to say there are wrong answers, and Grant has them all.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see what the comments say.
I also agree. No, I think the episode was good. I just kind of want Snatch Game already. I just kind of feel like we need that, but I hope it'll come in the right time. I'm sure.
I'm guessing it'll be next week.
I think it'll be
I
next
hope
week.
so. Yeah.
And okay, interesting. But yeah, I'm enjoying the season so far.
Yeah. Sorry to take over, but put on the comments down below who you think top 3 already. Who are your thoughts?
No, just do your front runner, not top 3. I ain't got time for top 3.
Oh, sorry.
Just your front runner, please.
Do the top 3. As I said so.
Do just the front runner. Do top 3. I'm blocking you from
If
the
you're
comment
Team
section.
Yasmin, put your top 3 down there.
Team Pooh.
Team Poo all the way.
Oh god.
If
A
we did have a
healthy
team
food.
name, we could be like Yas Bob, like stealing the Yas from your name.
That's actually quite good.
Yes, Bob.
I actually quite like that team name. Okay, that one can stay.
Don't you
Okay.
wish your
well,
partner's Grant? Oh no, wait, you had to be controversial.
Is that my team name? Team Controversial for Attention.
Yes.
Um,
Life's name.
it really is. Do you guys have anything you want to plug? Social. I leave links to your social medias in the comments.
No, please don't find
Thank
me
you.
anywhere.
I don't think I have anything to plug yet. Maybe preemptively for like things in the future. I don't know.
Okay, so
Stuff.
watch this space. That's your message.
Watch the space. That is my message.
Okay,
I will flopping to screens near you.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting promise. Great.
On that wonderful high note.
Exactly, perfect place to end. Okay, thanks guys for joining us. Me, thanks everyone for being involved in this. It's been an absolute success. I think we all agree. 10s all round. We'll do it again next week. Oh, next week I think it's going to be on a Sunday, midday-ish. Hopefully you can make that, Bob. We'll chat about the logistics off air.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that should be.
But it's a bit of a different time, everyone. Thanks for joining us in the chat, people. Keep the conversation going down below. If you feel like it, why not subscribe? What else are you doing with your lives? And yeah,
Also, let's find a cure for herpes this time.
again, you should have your own channel and discuss these things separately for me, please. Okay, on that note, another great note to end on, as always. Thanks for joining us. Love you. Bye.
Bye bye.